Oh,
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. For many years, the University of Pretoria is a highly valued member of Atlas, the Association for Tourism and Leisure Education and Research. And Atlas is a global network with 150 member universities across the world dedicated to advancing research, education, and collaboration in the fields of tourism and leisure. And since its establishment about 35 years ago, Atlas has been at the forefront of promoting research, teaching, and knowledge exchange in tourism and leisure. And our association aims to bring together researchers, students, and industry professionals who share a commitment to understanding and shaping the future of tourism in ways that benefit all stakeholders. And through our activities, such as conferences and special interest groups, we aim to create spaces where all kind of perspectives can come together to address the complex challenges that are facing our fields. So as chair of Atlas, this network, I am therefore honored to extend a warm welcome to all of you joining today at this Atlas Africa Honors Student webinar, whether you're on campus in Pretoria or participating remotely via live stream. And the theme of today's webinar, Going Green, could not be more timely or relevant. With increasing concerns about environmental degradation and the need for a greater awareness of conversations about green conservation, the University of Pretoria Campus Tours has taken up the initiative to combine their tours with a strong environmental component to make tourists more aware of the importance of protecting the environment. And in the contributions we will hear today, we will learn more about initiatives that were taken to promote sustainable practices in tourism. And I think that these presentations can provide an ideal background for important talks that are needed to align tourism better with the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. And the insights that will be shared today will hopefully contribute to building tourism models that are not only economically viable, but also environmentally responsible. So on behalf of the Atlas Association, I hope that today's webinar will provide you with valuable insights on how tourism can contribute to sustainable development in a rapidly evolving world. Thanks for your attention, and I wish you an interesting and enriching event. And with that, I am pleased to hand over to Villa, the moderator of today, and enjoy the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Dijksman. We really appreciate that word of welcome. From me, Professor Karen Harris and C.R. Butcher at the bottom end of Africa, a warm welcome on behalf of Atlas Africa. And just a little advert there, please sign up and join. We are very proud and delighted to share with you our 2025 Honours Group in Heritage and Cultural Tourism, who will take it away. Thank you so much and enjoy.
Thank you. A warm welcome to our fellow viewers from all around the world. As mentioned, we are the University of Pretoria's 2025 Campus Tours team from the University of Pretoria from South Africa. So the theme we've chosen for today's Atlas presentation is Going Green. And as Professor Dijksman had just mentioned, that it could not be more relevant, as currently tourism is undergoing a critical shift as global conversations about over-tourism and environmental volatility place pressure on the industry to rethink its practices. Under the theme Going Green, we, as tourist guides, play a pivotal role in shaping responsible behavior, fostering awareness, and modeling sustainable choices for every visit that we encounter. By spreading green thumbs through education, mindful engagement, and eco-friendly actions, we as guides help transform tourism into a force that protects rather than harms the destination that we value. And I'd just like to currently welcome you to our UPCT 2025 team. So you'll meet the rest of our team as we continue throughout this presentation. So UP Campus Tours, who are we? Just a brief overview of who we are. This initiative was actually started in 2003 by one of the head professors at the University of Pretoria. It is 100% a non-profit and student-led initiative by the Heritage and Cultural Tourism Honours students. We offer different kinds of tours, from day visitors to our international guests, to even our prospective students who may want to see their future stomping grounds. We not only act as ambassadors for UPCT, but also as ambassadors for the University of Pretoria, as we model what sustainable, responsible, and safe tourism behavior is supposed to look like. And I'd like to kindly welcome my colleague Bonolo, who'll tell you more on the tours and the day-to-day operations of UP Campus Tours.
Thank you, Pilar. And so I'll be talking about the daily operations of UPCT. So the tours we offer are tailored according to the tourist request. They get to choose the type of tour they want, as well as the duration. For the honor students to qualify as tourist guides, we are required to undergo extensive training and examinations. We are required to do research on the history of the University of Pretoria and how it has developed throughout the years. This includes the architecture, the different faculties and facilities, UP's art collections, and the achievements of UP. All that knowledge that we have accumulated together as students equips us to give the tourists the best and well-informed tourist experience. We are split into 6 different portfolios, namely human resource, office administration, finances, public relations, events, and social media and marketing. We also work in the office answering phone calls, booking tours, responding to emails, and arranging access onto campus for our guests. The office hour schedule is curated by our colleagues in office admin, and we all have to complete certain amount of hours in the office per month. I will now hand over to David.
Thank you so much, Bonolo. I'll firstly start with, at the University of Pretoria, we live by the motto, make today matter. As a University of Pretoria campus tours, we honor this by making every tour matter, educating our tourists and creating an awareness about sustainable and responsible practices for the greener future. Today, we connect this mission to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, also known as the SDGs, to shape minds that will shape tomorrow. So myself and my colleague Folofelo will be taking you through the SDGs that are always on our tongues when we conduct these tours. Let's first start with the fundamental resource, which is water. SDG number 6, which is clean water and sanitation. This calls for universal access to safe water, improved water quality, and the protection of water-related ecosystem. So the University of Pretoria is actively acting on this right here on campus. A prime example of this is the rainwater harvesting system located at the Mining Engineering Study Center within the Manifandiskiv Botanical Garden, which is one of the attractions that you're going to hear more about it throughout this presentation. I will now pass it over to my colleague Folofelo.
Thank you, David. Now from water, we move to the broader issue of climate change, which is a problem driven by human activity. The university and UPCT recognizes their responsibility to be part of the solution. So what has the University of Pretoria done? The institution has installed 867 solar panels on key buildings on the campus, namely the Technical Services Building and the Marinsky 2 Library. It runs a robust tree planting program which has seen at least 1,700 trees being planted by 2018. It also actively recycles e-waste and even produces its own compost and bag chips from campus green waste. And beyond the campus borders, the University of Pretoria is also involved in community cleanups and supports world-class climate research, with our professors contributing to international expert groups. And back to my colleague again.
Thank you so much, Folofelo. Now to SDG 11, which is Sustainable Cities and Communities. This SDG calls for making cities and human settlements more inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. This is where our work as Campus Tour directly intersects with its Going Green mission. We are pioneering the link between sustainability and tourism. For instance, Future Africa Campus is a showcase of green buildings and food gardens. We are developing a dedicated green innovation at UP. Tours that will feature this site include botanical gardens at UP. Through these tours, we don't just show beautiful spaces. We promote environmental awareness and we educate our visitors about the SDGs through our campus. We make our campus a classroom for sustainability during our tours. I'll pass it back again to Fulufelo.
Our commitment extends to our oceans and marine life under SDG 14 Life Below Water. You might wonder, how does an institution like the University of Pretoria, that is landlocked, impact the sea and marine life? The answer is through groundbreaking research and conservation. The University of Pretoria's Mammal Research Institute runs the renowned Marion Island Mammal Program, which protects seals and killer whales in a fragile ecosystem. And on campus, our actions have a ripple effect. UP campus tours, together with the University of Pretoria, participate in e-waste drives to prevent harmful toxins from batteries and electronics from polluting our waterways. Back to David again.
All right, so now to our last SDG, which is SDG number 15, Life on Land. This calls for protection, restoration, sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystem. So this is where UP's Green Heart really beats strong. Our campus is a living laboratory for biodiversity and sustainability. So this includes our Green Campus tours that showcases indigenous plants and sustainable practices, and active food gardens and composting project that supports the community, and a vital academic research in ecology and land restoration. I want to close by saying University of Pretoria Campus Tours is not just talking about sustainability, it is actively acting on building it. And through campus tours, we are proud to be the ambassadors sharing these green stories with our tourists during our tours. I'll now pass it to my colleague Lorna to take you through further with this conversation.
Good day, everybody. So as part of the university's campus tours team, I would like to actually take you through the botanical gardens and the green spaces that we have at the University of Pretoria. So as previously mentioned, the people who book tours with us include prospective students and as well as local and international visitors. So instead of just showing them the buildings and the faculties that we have at the University of Pretoria, we do want to highlight and spark conversations on conservation by walking them through the gardens at the University of Pretoria, starting, of course, with the Japanese Zen garden between the natural sciences buildings. And as you can see, this green space is meant to be a space for relaxation as well as for studying for our students. So there are benches for people to take a breather, especially during tours when they walk around, and basically take the time to take in the natural environment at the Zen garden, as well as we also highlight the different plants at the Japanese Zen garden, such as the spekboom, which we will be touching on later on during the presentation. But as you can see, it can be as small as a potted plant, but also as tall as I am, which isn't saying much. But when we do show our visitors, we actually do ask them if they would like to try eating a spekboom because they are edible. So whichever tourist that we have, we do want to see who is adventurous enough to taste it. But obviously, besides that, we do highlight it as a meditation space, but also a space to just take in the nature at the University of Pretoria. So moving on to the Manie van der Schyff Botanical Gardens. So this is actually where we host the largest collections that we do have at the University of Pretoria. So with our visitors, as well as the students that we take on tours here at the university, we do encourage them to just point out the different plants and highlight which plant is which and give information to them as well. So with these gardens, we can actually spark conversations on conservation by actually encouraging people to actually ask questions about the plants that we do have and how the university maintains these plants. So besides obviously the educational aspect of telling the visitors what we do host, we actually also focus on the aesthetics of the university, but also showing them the attractions that we do have. And this leads to the section of the botany department at the university, where you are actually transported to a new environment. As you can see, as soon as tourists take a ride to the botany department, you can actually be transported to the nature that the university hosts through the different plants that we have. So this road actually leads on to one of my favorite attractions at the University of Pretoria, which is the Monet-inspired pond. So when visitors do actually come, they're not only awed by the pond itself, but we actually educate them and actually make them stand and search on the internet for Claude Monet's Lily Pond or Water Lily oil series, such as this picture over here. So you can actually see the similarities and why we call it the Monet-inspired pond. So especially during this time of the year, you can actually see the water lilies actually blooming and the flowers and the greenery on the campus, but also to just educate them that because it is inspired by Claude Monet's painting series, that it is also an educational space, and we let them know that there is something new to learn at the University of Pretoria's green spaces. So moving on, we actually do have the Giving Garden as well. So with the Giving Garden, we actually have the orphan crops that we do showcase to our visitors, and we actually educate them on how these orphan crops are very important because they are neglected, as well as there isn't enough research on these orphan crops. So by highlighting that, we do actually show them the importance of these to the local community and the local culture, because these crops are actually very important, not only as food sources, but also as medicinal sources for the community. But with this picture that you can actually see, these are second-year students who are harvesting the orphan crops, and these are actually used, for example, as the picture depicts, these are potato-like tubers that you can actually eat raw or as roasted meals as well. And this can actually be offered to students who are from disadvantaged backgrounds, but also given to other communities in the province of Gauteng that we are in right now currently. So this space is not only a space for visitors to just come and see the orphan crops, it is a highlighted space for research as well. So with the current pictures that you can see, we actually do encourage visitors to actually stop, see, and smell the different orphan crops that they do come across at the Giving Garden. So besides, as mentioned before, it is a research space. So we do highlight that not all orphan crops, not all the plants that we do see are actually meant to be eaten, because they are for research purposes. So nobody is actually eating somebody's homework, for example. But moving on to one of the largest collections that we do have of aloes and cycads, my colleague Graciela will take you through it.
Thank you, Lorna. I'll be covering another part of UP's botanical garden, the cycad collection. UP's cycad collection is one of the university's most underrated treasures. Whenever we take tour groups through this section of campus, people are always surprised by how extensive it is. We have over 1,200 cycads, representing about 200 species spread across all of our campuses, with the largest concentration right here on our main campus. Cycads are basically living fossils. They predate the dinosaurs, survived multiple mass extinctions, and somehow still ended up growing next to our engineering building. Cycads aren't only biologically ancient, they're culturally ancient too. One of the very first cycads in our collection was donated over 100 years ago by Queen Mujaji III, the Rain Queen. When we share the story during tours, it becomes a meaningful link between natural heritage and cultural history, one of the pillars of heritage and cultural tourism. We also highlight the famous Encephalitis woodii plant, one of the rarest plants on Earth. Only a single male has ever been found in the wild. No female has ever been discovered, which essentially makes it the world's loneliest plant. The specimen here at UP is a clone of that original individual, and people we guide are always fascinated by this. Even as a clone, it holds remarkable cultural and conservation value. Cycads are the most threatened group of plants in the world, partly because many species were already rare and poaching pushed them even closer to extinction. That's why UP's collection functions as a conservation hub. At the same time, the collection is a major research resource for students and academics. From a tourism perspective, this is what makes our campus tours unique. people can see how science, conservation, and heritage come together in one space. So it's not just a garden, it's a living conservation and research landscape that keeps these ancient plants alive. And with that, I'll hand over to my colleague Bongani, who will guide everyone into another fascinating part of our gardens.
Thanks, Graciela. So I will be talking about the aloe collections. So let me start by explaining what is an aloe. Aloes are succulent plants with thick water-holding leaves, usually edged with small spikes. They thrive in dry environments and are well known for their striking flower spikes, and in some species, their medical gel found inside the leaves. Now, here at UP, aloes are more than just plants. They are our part of our heritage. Here you can see one of our earliest reflections of our aloe heritage at the University of Pretoria. UP is actually the deep root of pioneering aloe breeding. This history begins with Ed, an alumnus and longtime staff member whose passion led to the founding of Aloe Breeders Society back in the 1970s and 80s. His goal was simple but powerful: bring breeders together, share knowledge, exchange plant materials, and develop new aloe cultivars that could thrive in everyday garden. Because of those early efforts, selected aloe hybrids today offer incredible advantages. They grow fast, adapt better to normal garden conditions, resist diseases more effectively, and produce spectacular flowers and forms. They are also compact, easier to maintain, and more sustainable since they can be mass-produced in nurseries, making them accessible to everyone. Across all our campuses, you can enjoy these aloes in a full color from mid-March all the way to November. They form part of our identity, bright, bold, and resilient, just like UP itself. And this is one of our proudest spots, the Sunbed Lane at Hillcrest campus. This is the single largest concentration of aloe species on any UP space. At its peak in June and July, it truly becomes a spectacle, almost like walking through a living gallery of color. From the administration building to every corner of our campuses, aloes are woven into our landscape. They are not just plant, they are a celebration of our history, our innovation, and our commitment to sustainable indigenous beauty. Now I will be handing over to my colleague, Shakir.
Thank you, Bongani. So we are now going to look at green spaces that we have on our campus, starting out with our plant sciences complex. So this consolidates all the different plant sciences divisions into a single building, and it is a pioneer of green architecture. So the reason we say that is you will see all throughout this building on the walls, there are different plants, and these act as a natural temperature buffer, and they help to regulate the temperature inside the building. It decreases our reliance on air conditioning and other less environmentally friendly methods. And all of these plants are indigenous to South Africa as well as Namibia. There's also a greenhouse room within this building, and it currently houses more than 110,000 different botanical specimens. Next, we have our Aula lawn. So this is named after our Aula theater, which you can see in the first picture. So this is a space where different university activities happen, but more importantly, it's a social hub and a gathering space for students to just come and sort of do their own thing. It showcases the university's commitment to environmental sustainability, and it also just adds to the general aesthetics of the campus. Next, we have our e-waste recycling container. So this was an initiative that was undertaken by the Department of Facilities Management at the university on the 22nd of April, which was Earth Day. So Earth Day serves as a global reminder of our shared responsibility to protect and conserve the environment that we depend on. This year, there was a specific focus on electronic waste and its impact, and the slogan was "Don't trash it, reboot it." It aimed to allow people to think about the impacts of their e-waste, and they were encouraged to not just discard it, but to either reuse, repair, or recycle it.
This was to reduce the amount of pollution it causes, as well as to make people aware of the important resources that go into producing these electronic products. I will now pass over to Catherine, who will focus a little bit more on UPCT's Going Green theme for 2025.
Thank you very much, Shakira. The green theme is the commitment to adopting an environmentally responsible and sustainable future and practices. The core principles aligns with sustainability, which is the environmental protection, which looks at the conservation of natural resources, reducing environmental damage through pollution and waste prevention systems. Protecting ecosystems is incredibly important. The theme, as our colleagues David and Fulufelo had mentioned, is the SDG goals 12, sustainable responsible consumption, 13, climate change, 14, life below water, and 15, life on land. On April 7th, our UPC team received our UP Enterprises shirts. And as we are ambassadors of the university, we advocate for the themes for a sustainable environment. Through our campus tours, we start conservations on conservation. From our young to our old, local to international visitors, we ensure every tour encourages visitors to go green and pro-environmental discussions and engage with more sustainable practices. As the Native American proverb says, we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, but we borrow it from our children. Now I'll be taking over will be my colleague Ayanda.
Thank you, Catherine. Through the history, culture, and heritage of the University of Pretoria, UPCT 2025 has been able to thrive in greenness. On the 14th of May, one of our team members actually took differently able students on a tour. This didn't only create a unique experience with them, but it also aligned with the Atlas goal of ensuring that all tours are inclusive to all. With the theme of Going Green, UPCT has been able to allow visitors to look beyond the university academic walls. With every tour, history is shared, stories are told, but most importantly, we create memorable experiences while encouraging our visitors to take a look at their impact on their very own environment. As UPCT, we do not only have the responsibility to share our biodiversity, but to also ensure that we act as active agents of change by leading by example. During the commencement of the year, Prof. Harris gave us a plant that is called Paturukura afra, also known as speckboms or the elephant plant. This plant is special because it is water-wise, it serves as a soil binder, it is rich in vitamin C, and it is also edible. It is a native plant to the province of the Eastern Cape in South Africa, and it is special because we own it now. When we took the plants from Prof. Harris, we were supposed to give them our personal names. This only did not create a personal connection between us and our speckboms, but it also served as a commitment that from henceforth, we will serve as active green agents that will ensure that we protect our own, raise awareness, and ensure that our biodiversity stays green. As UPCT 2025, we ensure that our impact of green is spread throughout the campus. With every student owning a speckbom, this allows them the privilege to join on conversations on conservation. Every student with a speckbom contributes to the reduction of air pollution, making them active agents of change. As UPCT, we continue to celebrate the efforts of University of Pretoria to make sure that our environment is sustainable and stays green. Now moving on, I will share with Mabatu.
Thank you, Ayanda. UP Campus Tour team acts as ambassadors of the institution through the Going Green initiative and theme to highlight sustainability and environmental awareness by showcasing green spaces on campus during tours and participating in conservation efforts. As ambassadors of the institution, we offer engaging experiences so that prospective students can see the academic facilities, experience campus life, and see the green life of the campus. This year, our team had an had an interactive tour of the future Africa. This tour improved our understanding and knowledge of the campus's greenery and made us better green agents. At the University of Pretoria, sustainability and inclusivity are closely linked together through initiatives like Going Green Tours. These tours are designed to be more than just sightseeing. They are immersive, green experience, and educational. Visitors get to see and learn about the rainwater harvesting system, the Manifandi Skiff Botanical Gardens, as well as the campus's green spaces. The aim of these green tours is to engage participants' sense by allowing them to smell, touch, and taste aspects of the green campus, fostering awareness and sparking a conversation on conservation. UPCT's sustainability-focused tours with their multi-sensory and narrative-driven approach, and they are naturally inclusive as they appeal to diverse learning styles and ability, and when combined with UP's accessibility infrastructure, they become even more engaging for people with mobility, vision, and cognitive challenges. Accessible routes, designated entry points, and assistive supports means that no one is excluded from experiencing the richness of the campus's environment. Now I'll be handing over to my colleague, Brenda.
Thank you, Mabatu. I will be sharing some information on the events where UP Campus Tours went green and spread our theme of going green even beyond campus. So UP Campus Tours showed up and showed off our greenness through our participation in the Fly at UP activation event. The event was focused on academic support, mental health, and well-being, where UP Campus Tours started conversations on conservation. We encouraged active participation through our games of Guess the Plant on Campus and How Well Do You Know Your Campus, which brought attention to the green spaces on campus and raised environmental awareness. With the support of campus curators, we were able to give support plants known as spekbooms to the students as prizes. In this way, we also encouraged sustainable actions. UP Campus Tours participation supported 2 SDGs, one which was SDG 13, Climate Action, as well as SDG 15, Life on Land, and in this, spreading our greenness well beyond campus. In the spirit of Ubuntu, UP Campus Tours also participated in the university's Giving Month campaign, Food Packathon. Staff, students, and external partners all contributed non-perishable items, as well as their time to help pack these food parcels for students. These efforts helped in addressing food insecurity and provided essential support to students in line with the SDG 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities. The Department of Historical and Heritage Studies, including our team, UP Campus Tours, also won the interdepartmental challenge by donating the most items, creating an infinite impact with every donation and each participant. UP Campus Tours also initiated conversations on conservation at the Choose UP Day. Prospective students and their parents visited the campus where our team assisted in campus tours. These tours highlighted the green spaces on campus and the university's sustainable initiatives, all while informing them on our vibrant student life. At the end of our tours, each visitor also received cuttings of spekboom and aloe. These efforts not only raised environmental awareness of the campus, but also spread our greenness beyond campus. I will be handing over to Caris to discuss the rest of the events.
Thank you, Brenda. Continuing with events, in collaboration with UP's Botanical Garden curators, UP Campus Tours took the initiative to revamp the scarecrow in the university's community garden. For the revamp, UPCT creatively used old flower pots to construct a new and sustainable scarecrow. This approach highlighted the importance of repurposing materials and reducing consumptions, showing that even everyday simple objects can play a role in promoting environmental sustainability. Through this project, UPCT demonstrated how small, thoughtful actions can contribute to a larger movement towards protecting the environment and focusing
and fostering sustainable practices on campus. We then had a transdisciplinary seminar, which was co-hosted by the Department of Historical and Heritage Studies at the University of Pretoria in collaboration with the National Department of Tourism and the Tshwane University of Technology. The seminar's theme, Advancing Tourism Growth, Development, Sustainability through Evidence-Based Research. This theme directly supports UP's broader sustainability agenda, encouraging discussions on responsible tourism, community-based tourism, sustainable development, and technology-driven solutions. The choice of the venue also reflects sustainability. The choice of the venue was the Future Africa Campus, which is designed for research that tackles global challenges, including environmental sustainability. UPCT also supported the Going Green theme in a practical way by giving attendees spec bombs. This promoted everyday environmental awareness. I will now be handing over to my colleague, Kariso.
Thank you, Karis. So now we'll be sharing with you how our talks continue to share stories of sustainability and environmental responsibility across all our campuses. Firstly, I would like to highlight that University of Pretoria is one institution that tries to keep its reputation as a double gold award-winning institution for project, not only one, but 3 projects that were introduced in the South African Landscapers Institute Excellence Award. That was facilitated by the South African Green Institute Council that facilitates skills development, water conservation, and initiatives around action against alien and or invasive species. So as UP Campus Talks, we don't only share how University of Pretoria complies with environmental laws and regulation. We promote pro-environmental behavior for tourists by creating an experience of progress, innovation, as well as great visual appeal. So visitors get to see how places or attractions like the Mining Study Center, Engineering Study Center provides space for learning as well as contributing to the rainwater harvesting system for the conservation of water. It is important to highlight such attractions for our visitors because to the university, every drop counts. Hence, there are other rainwater harvesting projects that was introduced to the Mamelodi campus as well as at Future Africa, where the landscape of the campus itself is shaped in a way that it can funnel water to the dam system that will then later irrigate experimental farms or gardens across the campus. So our visitors also get a chance to experience how our campuses practice water-wise landscaping by planting drought-resistant plant species that can thrive in South African semi-arid climatic conditions. For example, previously I mentioned aloe collections. So visitors can also experience how most of our botanical gardens, ponds, as well as sports fields benefit from the borehole network management system that ensures efficient and responsible use of groundwater. For example, for how our places like our Hillcrest campus benefit from the groundwater use management system. So visitors also get to understand how our facilities management have introduced irrigation systems that are connected to the soil moist based scheduling to optimize watering times when only necessary. So these combined efforts as UP Campus Talks as well as the facilities management makes University of Pretoria a leading example of a green and a sustainable campus where nature, innovation as well as community can work in hand to shape a more greener future. So now I'll be handing to my colleague, Simon.
Thank you, KG. Good day, everyone. I'll be focusing on other sustainable initiatives taken by the University of Pretoria. The University of Pretoria continues to strengthen its sustainability efforts by integrating environmentally responsible practices on campus and within the surrounding communities. Residents such as House Kuto and House Erika have adopted grey water system that recycle water from sinks and laundry for irrigation, reducing overall consumption and encouraging sustainable
habits among students. Through a partnership with the City of Tshwane, the university is also exploring innovative waste management solutions in the Hatfield CID by using the Hatfield campus as a living research lab. UP enables students and researchers to test practical, real-world sustainability solutions that benefit both the institution and the broader community. This collaboration reflects UP's commitment to using knowledge to shape greener and smarter urban spaces. UP also leads in environmental innovative through renewable energy projects, biodiversity protection, and climate action. 2 solar photovoltaic systems are being installed on the Marinsky 2 library and the technical services building in partnership with the next renewable generation. The university's botanical heritage, dating back to 1923, continues through an active tree planting program. Additionally, students at the Mammal Research Institute are involved in marine mammal conservation, connecting academic research to environmental impact. Collectively, these innovatives demonstrate how UP transforms knowledge into action, building a more sustainable future for people and the planet. And now I'll be handing over to my colleague, Sonali.
Thank you, Simon. We will continue with some more sustainability achievements at UP. The university has a major commitment to protecting wildlife and natural areas. The Department of Zoology's Marion Island Mammal Program has preserved oceanic life for over 40 years. This long-term monitoring and research program focuses on managing the threatened ecosystem of Marion Island, which is an island located in the southern Indian Ocean, about halfway between South Africa and Antarctica, as you can see in the slides. Here, preservation of wildlife includes the preservation of subantarctic seals, such as elephant seals, fur seals, and even killer whales, where their responses to environmental changes are evaluated. This initiative aligns with SDG 14, Life Below Water, as previously mentioned by my colleague Fulufelo. UP is also a stakeholder in the Waterberg Mountain Complex, a water reservoir project located in the Limpopo province of South Africa. This area is threatened with mining and hindered infrastructural development, but it is also rich in wildlife biodiversity. The region is shifting towards more conservation efforts and ecotourism activities, as 1/3 of the area has been developed into the Waterberg Biosphere Reserve as declared by UNESCO. I will now hand over to my colleague, Ofense.
Thank you, Sona. So the university has a major commitment to meaningful community impacts and student support. The Unit for Community Engagement at the University of Pretoria has managed to transform a dump site in the city into a large garden that offers free therapy on site. So the unit is a vehicle for social transformation in communities, creating platforms for transdisciplinary teaching, research, and collaboration, with an emphasis on community engagement. Furthermore, the Faculty of Health Sciences launched the Food Parcel Project in response to the significant increase in UP students who do not have access to nutritious food and toiletries. Students and staff members are encouraged to donate non-perishable food items to support students addressing issues of food insecurities. The University of Pretoria undertakes scholarly activities that promote the search for and the creation, conservation, and transfer of knowledge in an ethical manner. As UPCT, we proposed the idea of a welcome box to give to our guests upon visiting the campus. So what's inside the box? The box is equipped with few veggie selections from our very own Giving Gardens. The fresh produce encourages our visitors to think differently about plants and how to take care of them. The box contains seedlings of a few plant species grown on campus, symbolizing how a greener lifestyle starts from small beginnings in order to grow and flower into something meaningful. The box will also contain branded souvenirs and merchandise from UP's shop, such as pens, lanyards, and hats. Also, There are a number of fun riddles for visitors to solve that encourages them to think creatively about plants. So if you scan the QR code, it will take you to the virtual green map of the university designed by the 2025 UP campus tours. This map specifically highlights the various plant species and green spaces that we have on campus. This provides visitors with access to information about the university greenness before, during, and after their tours. This initiative supports the university's outlook on sustainability, symbolizing our commitment to environmental conservation. It is a way that we can warmly welcome guests to our campus and take them along on a journey towards a greener future. We hope to encourage people to live greener life. The greater impact that we hope to achieve is to raise awareness and prompt innovative ideas towards a greener practice amongst the guests who visit our campus. By sparking insightful conversation on conservation. So I'll hand over to Sona again.
We would like to thank Atlas for the opportunity to present today. We are truly honored to represent UP Campus Tours as ambassadors of the University of Pretoria for the 6th year in a row. This year, our focus is going green by using tourism as a global movement towards a more sustainable and responsible future. You can find out more about UP Campus Tours by visiting our website as seen in the slides. We also encourage you to have a look at our Facebook and Instagram social media pages as well. And please feel free to take note of our contact details, and who knows, maybe we will take some of you on a green tour of the University of Pretoria in the future. As tourism professionals, we need to increase public awareness about conservation to reshape the industry's role as a partner in environmental protection rather than a source of degradation. The choices that we make today have far-reaching consequences for future generations, so we would like to leave you with a powerful reminder. You can't do all the good the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you can do. Thank you very much. Just say thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, bye. Do we need a brother? Thank you so much.
Great. I finished the